Girl 101 signing on for the Libra Rising Astrology for the month of August 2024. I'd like to say thank you first. My YouTube channel is slowly growing, and it's all thanks to astrology enthusiasts such as yourself. So thank you for viewing, liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate it. Let's keep this train going. Okay, as a Libra rising, Venus, she's your ruling planet. Wherever Venus is transiting, what house and sign it's transiting through for you is always going to be significant if you are a Libra rising. You're a Yang, Air, Cardinal rising sign. So let's talk about the slower planetary transits for the month of August, because these planets aren't doing a lot in as much as ingressing into different signs or changing direction. Pluto's retrograding in Aquarius. For you as a Libra rising, this is your fifth house of joy and pleasure. And on the 1st of September, retrogrades back into your fourth house, Capricorn. And Neptune's retrograde in Pisces, your sixth house of the daily grind, and goes direct on December 7. Uranus is in the sign of Taurus, your eighth house of finance, and retrogrades on the 1st of September. Saturn's retrograding in Pisces, your sixth house of the daily grind, and goes direct on November 15. And Jupiter's transiting in Gemini, your ninth house of expansion, and retrogrades in the month of October. For the first 3 weeks of the month of August, the Sun is going to be transiting in the sign of Leo, and for you, this is your 11th house. On the 7th of August, the Sun is sextiling Jupiter in the sign of Gemini, and this is your 9th house. A Sun-Jupiter sextile looks good for things being a lot more palatable and easier and harmonious when it comes to the 11th and 9th house topics. So we're talking about groups and organisations that are very important to you, your dreams for your future, your friendships, and also beneficiaries, people that help you regarding your professional life and what you do on the world stage. Something's lining up here with that ninth house of expanding through media and publishing, international and foreign connections, international travel, your spiritual and philosophical aspects of your life, legalities, and also to do with higher education. So you could be having a pretty uplifting, optimistic day on the 7th in regards to things feeling expansive, harmonious with the 11th and 9th house. On the 18th, the Sun is conjuncting retrograde Mercury in the sign of Leo, your 11th house, again, of beneficiaries, friends, dreams, and organisations. So when you have the Sun conjuncting retrograde Mercury, you can have a return of an ally, a return of a conversation with a significant group or friendship. This day looks good for something being illuminated that is going to be optimistic for you. On the 19th, the Sun is squaring Uranus in Taurus, the 8th and 11th house in a square aspect. Squares are about conflict and tension, but it's not anything that you don't know is there. What could be particularly odd about this day is that the square is with planet Uranus, which is all about sudden change and breaking free. So there could be a tension regarding a financial connection between you and a significant person in your life that you may need to establish firmer boundaries, or feel like you're not really anchored in any way, shape or form financially. That could be grating on you or surprising you on the 19th. On the 22nd of August, the Sun leaves the sign of Leo and ingresses into Virgo until the 22nd of September, your 12th house of things that are behind closed doors. That 12th house, Libra rising, is very private, and a lot of people aren't privy to the 12th house topics that you experience unless you want them to know. So when you have the Sun transiting here, it's going to be potentially hard to conceal and not reveal your experiences that have been chronic, things that have been very private to you. If you've been trying to keep things on the down low, the Sun transiting here, illuminating that 12th house, can be difficult to tackle exposure, sweeping things under the rug, isn't an option when you've got that sun transiting in the 12th house. So how can you flip the script in regards to not wanting to be exposed or feeling vulnerable about the 12th house topics of self-sabotage, addiction, hospitals and institutions, things that you have been doing intimately behind the scenes with yourself or someone significant. Well, understand that maybe the reason that things are so hidden is because you are not feeling confident or you do not feel like you have any power over those 12th house topics. This can be helpful in purifying, cleansing, detoxifying, and getting on top of chronic situations. There's a new moon on the 4th of August, and it's in the sign of Leo, your 11th house of benefactors, friends, dreams, goals, groups, and organizations. This house is all about how we connect and enjoy our connections. So when you have a new moon for you, Libra rising on the 4th of August, this is where you can begin something that is social. It's going to grow and expand with time, but it's exciting and it's very close to your heart. So you could be beginning a new journey with a new friend, a new group, a new dream, a new ally that supports your career, a fantastic day for bold new beginnings that you're passionately connected to. On the 19th, there's a full moon in Aquarius, your 5th house of joy and pleasure. And Aquarius is known for being future oriented. So when you have a full moon here in the sign of Aquarius, all about looking at the future, being more free, being more autonomous, and a little bit more less than status quo, this can be a breakthrough moment for you in regards to the 5th house topics of your creative endeavors, relationships connected to intimate partnerships, investments, children, the topic of children, sports and athletics, and also gambling. So you may be trying to free yourself up from those topics or go in a new trajectory. This is the moment where it's going to be hard to miss. It's time for some significant change. Your ruling planet Venus is very active in the month of August. So let's get into it. It's going to be very powerful. You are going to feel these shifts a lot more intimately because she rules the first house of the body, psychology, your character, and how people respond to you. She's been transiting in Leo, your 11th house, and on the 2nd of August squares Uranus in Taurus, your 8th house of finance. Libra rising. This could potentially be a hiccup or disruption that you didn't see coming. That could be an expense connected to an organization or a group, or possibly something you've been working on regarding plans for your future could take a sudden U-turn that is quite disruptive and may affect your back pocket. On the 4th of August, your ruling planet leaves the sign of Leo and ingresses into its fall sign of Virgo. And this is your 12th house, Libra rising. It's a quick transit and it's not a favorable place for your ruling planet to be in the sign of Virgo, and no less that 12th house of things that are chronic, unseen, and behind closed doors. You can flip the script here though, because Venus, your ruling planet, is going to be agitated enough to know it's time to transform, purify, and cleanse things that have been going on for far too long or not revealed, or you have not been giving enough attention to things that you know you need to get on top of. So flip the script. If it's been difficult to go over things that are connected to self-sabotage, hidden enemies, establishing healthy boundaries when it comes to your addictions, getting on top of chronic issues, if you need to go to hospitals, if you need procedures done, if you need to take time out, your ruling planet here in the sign of Virgo can help you get down to the deets and take action. So I think this is beneficial for you if you can change your mindset. On the 22nd of August, Venus squares Mars in Gemini, your ninth house of expansion. When your ruling planet is squaring Mars, the conflict is about things in the past that are holding you back from moving forward and taking action that feels more organic to you in regards to socializing and connecting with a large group as a whole. On the 27th of August, Venus trines Uranus in Taurus, your eighth house of finance. This looks like the potential for a turnaround that is sudden and acute, that is beneficial. I wouldn't be surprised, Libra, if you've got on some sort of conflict or trouble with a group, organization, or a friend with a dynamic connected to finances. Things are having a nice turnaround here on the 27th. So it may have been a necessary conflict that happened on the 2nd of August. The 28th of August, we see your ruling planet oppose retrograde Neptune in Pisces, and this is the sixth house of the daily grind and habit. When your ruling planet is opposing retrograde Neptune is asking you to slow down and make sure you're not dropping back into the familiar, or at least understand there's things that are going on or have been going on for quite some time in your everyday world that needs to be wrapped up before you can completely sever or graduate from something chronic or something that has been very difficult that you've been dealing with personally behind the scenes. On the 29th, we see your ruling planet ingress into your first house. Venus, now in your first house, can have you having more boss vibes, being more certain and more confident. And I think you can credit yourself for getting on top of nuances when she's been transiting that 12th house. So when she arrives back in your first house, you're getting your sass back. You're ready to be more social and connect with people and be more joyful, have more pleasure, and be aware that your juice is worth the squeeze. So you've created some boundaries, I think, here and gone through some necessary hiccups and conflicts. So I like when Venus arrives back in your first house, you get your boss vibes back and you are more in control of the self. The same day on the 29th of August, your ruling planet trines retrograde Pluto in Aquarius. And that Aquarius is the fifth house for you, trining your first house. What I like about this for you as a Libra rising is the potential for an investment return, a creative project now seems to be more easier to deal with or tackle. Potentially the subject of children is now back on the table, or potentially the subject of children is easier to discuss in any way, shape, or form, that children are part of your experience, if at all. And potentially a return of a relationship that went offline, quite simply because you may have been dealing with wrapping up things from the past and dealing with things privately when Venus was transiting the 12th house, your ruling planet. Mercury, our personal planet of information, communication, and movement, has been transiting in Virgo, your 12th house of the things behind closed doors. On the 5th of August, Mercury retrogrades in your 12th house. Again, Libra rising. As excruciating as it may be to go back over conversations, data, analytics, and paperwork and doing the hard yards, this can be beneficial for finally clearing the decks when Mercury is retrograding in the 12th house of things that are chronic, things that have been hidden. Mercury is exalted in the sign of Virgo. It's also its domicile sign. It's a strong transit for Virgo, so use it to your advantage when this planet retrogrades in that 12th house of ending things, getting things sorted. On the 7th of August, Mercury retrograde conjuncts your ruling planet. When you have Mercury retrograding and conjuncting on the 7th of August, your ruling planet, this is where you can have the certainty or the confidence to express, communicate, and deal with things behind the scenes. It's a great day. The 14th of August, we see Mercury now retrograding from your 12th house of Virgo into the sign of Leo, your 11th house. What's great about this Libra rising is you can now have ambassadors come back online or renegotiate finances, any contracts or deals connected with groups, organizations, friendships, dreams, goals, and aspirations for your future. If you felt that you've been disconnected, this is where you can see a return of joy and people in your life that you may have been absent from. On the 24th of August, Mercury retrograde sextiles Mars in Gemini, your ninth house. This is the return of that conflict earlier. Now you have the potential to iron out nuances and things become easier in regards to communication and things of expansion. Mercury retrograding, connecting in a sextile to planet Mars, is only going to help you eliminate barriers, cut through any blocks, and be more confident. On the 28th of August, Mercury goes direct now in Leo, your 11th house, and you potentially have had the conversations, you've looked at the details, you understand your path forward, and you feel more empowered when Mercury is now direct in your 11th house. Mars, our personal planet of action, drive, conflict, and passion. Well, for you as a Libra rising, the whole month of August is direct in your ninth house, being Gemini. Communication, lots of details, lots of movement, lots of action going on that benefits you because the ninth house trines your first house. So Mars is really bulldozing and being very, very bold in establishing where you want to go, who you want to connect with, what floats your boat in regards to expansion and what isn't. Mars can be helpful in eliminating distractions that are holding you back or separating you from the world at large. Mars in Gemini, we're talking about direct speech, sharp intellect, quickening, a lot of movement. And on the 14th of August, Mars is conjuncting Jupiter. This could be an inflammatory day where things can come across your table that seem larger than life to handle, or can be so excitable that it feels out of control. So this day is energetically lit with potential for conflict or informational action or change that is significant, and it may be hard to navigate this energy because it's so excitable. So circle that date in your calendar, the 14th of August. Cosmic Girl 101 signing off. Thanks for tuning in, Libra Rising, to your monthly astrology report for August. I trust you have a fabulous month. Please like, share, and subscribe to my content. I appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next video.